This is Ajahn Tim's Mindful Moments.
When I looked out of my office window this morning, I noticed that things changed. People opposite had cut down a big tree and the sky had suddenly got very much larger. So reflecting on change and on time, to continue with that theme, I've just finished building a wonderful model clock made by some Ukrainian genius designers. It's made in wood, and each of the little pieces is laser cut. It took me quite a while to assemble this thing, and the whole period of doing it was very much focused on the mechanics, the genius methodology this Ukrainian people use to make these models. And the clock is a beautiful work of art. There's no doubt about it. And for me, I decided to colour it a little, give it a little bit more pizzazz. You'll notice, reflecting further on this theme of time, that this clock has two faces, one showing the hours, the other one showing the minutes. But unlike our regular clock, there's the hand that stays still and the time, the numbers that move. Whereas our regular clock, you'd have the hands are moving and the time is indicated by something standing still. So in considering this, we might ask ourselves, where do I stand in time? Is my experience that I'm stationary and the time is moving past me? Or is perhaps that the time is moving along and I'm standing still? However we view time and our experience of passing of time, when practicing mindfulness, we talk very much about timeless. There is no time like the present. Having returned to the place of my childhood to look after my mother, and having been travelling for a few years, when I'm walking around the streets here, I recognise many things from my childhood: houses, some buildings, streets. But of course, I'm also very much aware how things have changed. Gardens have changed. There are a lot more cars parked everywhere. Things have moved on. So when I'm aware of this, I'm walking with my brother sometime through here, and we were trying to decide which house one of our friends used to live in. And was it this one or this one? And we're realising that it's changed so much. Sometimes it's very difficult to remember. And my brother pointed out. He said, "Oh, of course, when we were running around these streets, I was Captain Scarlet and you were Colonel White." And I said, "Yeah, we were the child's mind. This is what we saw." And if I'm looking at the same houses now, I notice that things have changed, and this body I'm with changed. But the eye with which I see this is the same eye that saw Captain Scarlet and Colonel White. The eye that sees things is the same eye, the same mind, if you like, is aware and notices the change. So when we're really mindful and living in the present, we're aware there is a sort of childlike quality to seeing things for the first time. And there's no time like the present. And so often we miss this we're running around looking at things. And this little project of making the clock and seeing how time, we're obsessed with time, measuring time, what might happen, what did happen, what we're going to do, our histories and cultures. But when we just move very much into the present, none of this has any relevance any longer. And time stands still. We recognize there is the eternal now. We're living fully in the present. And time often becomes a tyranny for us. It's an idea that perhaps us as human being has created to try to make sense of the world around us, because we feel separate from that world. But with presence and pure presence, we recognize that we're all in the same place. We all share this moment. We're all at one in this moment. There's no separation. And we dwell in a beautiful place. A lovely feature about Ugears clock is that there's a little balloon that is winched up and down, gradually rises during the hour, and at the top of each hour it drops and begins the ascent once again. So with our practice we have this opportunity just to stop and begin again. Come back into the present and begin again.